when Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered a special military operation to demilitarise and denazify Ukraine on February 24, 2022. It was the beginning of the ongoing war between the two neighboring nations that has far killed, injured and displaced hundreds of thousands of people and reduced cities to ashes. As the war marks its third anniversary, Russia controls nearly one-fifth of Ukraine, or an area about the size of the US state of Ohio, including Crimea, which Russia annexed in 2014, about 75% of the Donetsk, Zaporizhia and Kherson regions, and more than 99% of Luhansk region. As the raging war marks its third anniversary, the world is witnessing a major policy shift as Ukraine's ties with the US, the country's biggest military backer, have rapidly deteriorated since Donald Trump's return to the White House in January. The US president's engagement with Russian officials and Washington's so-called peace talks with Moscow aimed at ending the war without Kyiv's consent has rattled leaders and allies across the world. While Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has expressed concern that Trump's pressure for a quick resolution to end the war would result in the battered nation losing territory and being left vulnerable to future Russian aggression, American officials have asserted that he would be involved in the peace talks when they officially began. Zelensky, however, has rejected the outcome of US-Russia talk while asserting that there would be no talks behind Kyiv's back, triggering a public spat between him and the US president. While Zelensky described Trump as living in Russian disinformed bubble, the US president called his Ukrainian counterpart a dictator and a modestly successful comedian. Trump hit back, describing Ukraine wartime leader as a dictator without elections, referring to the absence of a democratic vote in Ukraine since 2019. On Sunday, the Ukrainian leader also announced that he would give up his presidency in exchange for peace. If you need me to leave this chair, I am ready to do that, and I can also exchange it for NATO membership for Ukraine. In a show of strength amid the worsening US-Ukraine relations, European Union leaders will head to Kyiv on Monday in an effort to devise a response to the Trump administration's policy changes and to maintain support for the war-torn nation if aid from Washington ends. The raging war has also witnessed a growing impact on Asian countries, including China's continued support for ally Russia and North Korea sending troops to its friendly neighborhood. With Trump now washing his hands of Ukraine, downgrading NATO and negotiating with Russia over European heads, he leaves four Asian-Pacific allies terribly embarrassed. Meanwhile, India has always maintained its stance on renewed dialogue as a means to resolve the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. In November 24, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar asserted that there was no military solution to the war, while putting emphasis on the necessity for diplomatic solutions to resolve global conflicts. Also last year, Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited both Russia and Ukraine. In Kyiv, he met President Zelensky and emphasized India's stand for peace in country's ongoing conflict with Russia. As Ukraine-Russia war completes 3 years, Trump's dramatic policy shift rattles the world.